Chosen one, the fact that you are hearing this right now is not random, not coincidental, and not by accident. This very moment is a divine appointment that was written in the heavens long before you ever clicked on this video. Something inside your spirit has been stirring quietly, a soft, holy whisper, and now heaven is confirming what you have been feeling. You are standing right now on the edge of a supernatural breakthrough, a prophetic turning point where divine wealth, sudden elevation, and a sacred transformation sent from heaven are beginning to pour into your life. The atmosphere around you is charged with a new energy, something powerful and unseen that is shifting everything quietly but surely. You are not here to simply hope for change or wish for better days. You are here to receive what has already been prepared for you. What once seemed delayed or impossible is now speeding up and about to manifest in ways that go beyond logic and will silence every doubt in your heart. Heaven has been carefully preparing you, shaping your character, and refining your spirit for this exact moment in your life. And now, the seal that holds back your next level is being broken. As the scripture says in Habakkuk 2:3, the appointed time always speaks, and it does not lie. Chosen one, that appointed time is now, so open your spirit wide. Anointed one, take a deep breath and step fully into this sacred moment. What you are about to hear is not just information, it is a powerful impartation, something designed to move your spirit and prepare you for what's coming. The signs of your destiny to become a billionaire are already unfolding around you. When heaven begins to stir inside your spirit, it never feels like something casual or ordinary. It feels like a quiet earthquake shaking the very core of your being. It is a gentle but strong pull toward a future that your mind can't fully understand yet. If you have been feeling this stirring in your life recently, if something inside you has been whispering that your life is quietly shifting beneath the surface, then listen carefully now. This is not your imagination. This is divine alignment starting to happen around you. I know this feeling well because I have lived through it myself. There were seasons when I couldn't explain why I felt restless or uneasy, why I couldn't stay comfortable in places that once felt safe and familiar, why I began dreaming dreams that felt far too big for someone like me. But now I understand the truth. When heaven is preparing a chosen one for elevation, the work begins long before anyone can see it. The preparation happens in the invisible realm, deep inside your spirit, before it ever shows up in the natural world. Chosen one, the same preparation is happening for you right now. There will come a moment in your destiny when God whispers, "It is time," not in your ears but deep inside your spirit. And when that whisper arrives, nothing in the natural world can stop the supernatural plan from unfolding. You may not be able to see every detail just yet, but heaven sees it all clearly. You may feel like you are walking through ordinary days, but everything around you is anything but ordinary. Your atmosphere has shifted. Your steps have been recalibrated to align with a new season. Your name is being spoken in places you have never been. Angels are moving on your behalf in ways you cannot even imagine. I remember the first time I sensed this kind of shift in my own life. Nothing outside of me had changed yet, but inside I felt as if someone had opened a window in a room that had been shut tight for far too long. Fresh air began to flow in, new clarity, new confidence rising up from somewhere deep within me. That is exactly what is resting on you now. Heaven is sending signals that your season is changing. Chosen one, you are stepping into a prophetic moment where what once resisted you will now recognize you. This kind of shift does not happen by effort or willpower alone. It happens by divine appointment. It happens when God decides that the soil of your life is ready to produce a new, abundant harvest. I know you have endured seasons of waiting that felt endless and setbacks that made you question your worth. You have seen doors close without ever understanding why. You have carried dreams that felt too heavy for your strength. But listen carefully, those delays were not denials, they were protections. Every door that closed was saving you from a smaller, less powerful destiny. Every prayer that seemed unanswered was aligning you with a greater promise. Now, looking back, I can see how every disappointment was actually a small adjustment, a divine nudge pushing me towards something much bigger than I had the courage to pray for. The same thing is happening for you right now, Anointed One. You can feel it, can't you? You can sense that the old season no longer fits who you are becoming. The thoughts you once clung to for comfort no longer bring peace. The people you once depended on no longer speak to your spirit the way they used to. The places that once felt like home now feel too small, tight, or confining. That is exactly what happens when heaven begins preparing a chosen one for elevation. Nothing around you feels the same because nothing inside you is the same anymore. You are growing and expanding spiritually long before you will see physical changes. Who you were yesterday cannot carry who you are becoming tomorrow. This inner stretching, this spiritual growth, is proof that your next level has already begun. And let me tell you something I learned the hard way. When heaven calls your name, disruption always comes first, not as punishment but as preparation. God will disrupt what is familiar so he can reveal what is divine. Sometimes this shift feels like you are losing your balance or footing, but the truth is, God is planting your feet on stronger ground that will hold the weight of your future. When I went through my own season of change, I didn't just feel stretched. I felt stripped. Stripped of old beliefs, old fears, old ways of thinking, and old identities that I didn't even realize I was still holding on to. And yes, that process hurt. But what I didn't know at the time was that heaven was clearing space for everything I had prayed for. The same thing is happening for you now, chosen one. Nothing is being taken away from you. Everything is being lined up and arranged for your blessing. That is why your spirit has been so sensitive lately. Why you've been waking up with thoughts you didn't ask for. Why ideas that seem too brilliant or too big keep dropping into your mind. Why you are having sudden bursts of clarity, creativity, and knowing. These are not random events. They are early signs of divine intervention. When heaven prepares a chosen one for a supernatural transfer, your mind awakens before your blessings appear. Your inner world shifts before your outer world follows. It is heaven's way of saying, get ready. I want to show you why you endured what you went through. Chosen one, lean into this moment with faith, because nothing happening in your life right now is by accident. The pressure you feel, the pull, the restlessness, the clarity, the spiritual tug on your heart, every bit of it is pointing to one truth. You are being positioned for a new level of prosperity, purpose, and spiritual authority. This new level will not only change your life, but will also impact the lives of everyone connected to you. Even though you cannot see the full picture just yet, heaven can see it clearly. You are walking into a supernatural shift of wealth and a divine recalibration of your destiny. This is not just motivation, this is revelation. Your preparation has already started. Your atmosphere has already changed. Your name is already written for elevation. Chosen one, take a breath and feel the signs all around you. The shift is real, and heaven is not done speaking. When heaven starts to speed up your life, the changes often feel very subtle at first, almost like a gentle change in spiritual temperature. You might not see anything with your physical eyes yet, but something inside you knows the air around your destiny has changed. This is the stage where divine alignment starts moving quietly. It arranges circumstances, shifts relationships, and prepares opportunities long before they appear. I know this space well because I have walked through it myself. It's the place where your spirit feels awake and alive, even though your situation might look the same. That inner awakening is heaven's way of announcing that your elevation has already begun. As you keep moving through this season, you might notice that the things that used to satisfy you no longer bring peace. The conversations that once felt warm now feel empty. The environments that felt like home now feel too small or restrictive. That discomfort you feel is not a mistake or a failure on your part. It is a sign that spiritual growth and expansion have started. You cannot fit into what you've outgrown anymore. Heaven will not let you shrink yourself back into a season that no longer matches your calling. I went through this too when everything familiar began to lose its color and feel dull. It wasn't depression, it was transformation. Heaven was pulling me forward, and it is pulling you now, chosen one. This is also the time when heaven sharpens your ability to see and understand things clearly. Suddenly, you start seeing people for who they really are. You notice intentions you once overlooked. You hear hidden meanings behind words that reveal the truth. This clarity might feel surprising or even uncomfortable, but it is necessary. You cannot step into divine wealth if you are surrounded by people who drain your energy, distract you, or confuse your purpose. Heaven shows you what cannot go with you so it won't destroy you later. In my journey, I lost people I thought would be with me forever, but looking back, I realized those people were never meant to carry the weight of my next level. That same truth is unfolding in your life now. Another sign you might notice is an increase in divine interruptions. Ideas come to you at strange times. Sudden insights surprise you. Unexpected opportunities appear. Conversations feel guided by something beyond what you can see. These are not coincidences. They are spiritual clues leading you toward your billionaire destiny. When I first started getting these signs, I didn't understand them. But now I know that heaven speaks through moments, not always through big miracles. Pay close attention to the small shifts happening around you. They are messages in motion. Anointed one, understand this with all your heart. The wealth being prepared for you is not ordinary. It is wealth with an assignment, a purpose. It is kingdom wealth, carrying weight and responsibility. That is why your preparation has been so intense. God does not pour overflow into vessels that are not ready. Your growth, your refinement, your pruning, your strength, all of it has shaped you to handle the responsibility of influence. Divine wealth is not just about what you will receive. It is about who you are becoming so you can carry it without losing yourself. I know the pressure has been heavy, but pressure is proof that heaven is building something strong inside you. Chosen one, the next stage of your journey will be marked by supernatural acceleration. What used to take months will now happen in days. What felt blocked will suddenly become easy. Doors that were shut tight will swing open wide without you even knocking. This is what happens when heaven puts its hand on your timeline. In my own life, I went through seasons where nothing moved for years, and then suddenly everything happened all at once. Your suddenly is coming, but know this: acceleration is not random, it is strategic. Heaven speeds up the things that match your purpose and slows down the things that would harm your destiny. Trust both speeds. There will also be moments in this season when you feel alone, even if you are surrounded by people. This loneliness is not abandonment, it is consecration. Heaven often pulls the chosen one away from the noise so they can hear clear instructions. You might feel set apart, but being set apart is not punishment. It is a privilege. It means heaven is preparing to give you special strategies and insights that cannot be shared with everyone. I have been through this quiet place, and though it felt heavy at first, it became where revelation grew. The same will happen for you. During this process, your inner world will change even faster than your outside world. Old fears will fall apart, old beliefs will disappear, old limits will break. It might feel like your mind and emotions are unraveling, but this is spiritual renewal. You are being rewired for abundance. You are being trained to think, act, and walk like someone heaven trusts with great wealth. This inner change is the true start of your billionaire season. Money comes after mindset. Wealth shows up after your sense of worthiness is restored. Chosen one, the signs are growing all around you. The restlessness, the new clarity, the divine nudges, the unexpected breakthroughs, the emotional changes, the spiritual sensitivity, and the intuitive awakenings, all of it confirms that you are entering a supernatural transfer. What is coming to you is not earned by your own effort. It is released by divine command, and once heaven has decreed it, nothing on earth can stop it. Your billionaire season is not something in the future. It is already beginning now. You are stepping into a time when purpose and prosperity come together, when calling and creativity align, when destiny meets opportunity. Keep your spirit open. Keep your faith strong. Keep your hope alive. Heaven is moving, and your name is written in its plans. Chosen one, as you go deeper into this divine unfolding, you will notice that heaven is not only changing things outside of you, but also awakening things inside of you. This inner awakening is sacred. It is the moment your spirit rises above your circumstances, not because your situation changed, but because you have changed. And when heaven changes you inside, what happens outside must follow. This is quiet but powerful proof that your billionaire destiny is already in motion. You might not see the full picture yet, but your spirit already knows that something extraordinary is aligning in this season. Pay close attention to how your desires are changing, not the shallow wants of the past, but the deep longings for purpose, contribution, and legacy. Chosen one, these desires you're feeling right now, chosen one, are not random or accidental. They are clear signs from heaven. Before your life can change and grow, your desires will stretch and grow first. What used to feel good enough for you no longer satisfies you the same way. Things you once tolerated now feel uncomfortable and irritating to your spirit. This spiritual discomfort is your soul outgrowing the limits it used to accept. It's a clear sign that heaven is pushing you toward a higher, bigger purpose, a new level of calling. I remember when I went through this shift myself. Nothing around me had changed, nothing had happened outwardly, but inside, everything was demanding to grow, to stretch, to expand. That's how I knew heaven was preparing me for something greater. And that's how you can know it too, chosen one. You may also find that new ideas come to your mind with unusual clarity and sudden understanding. Thoughts that you never thought of before, strategies that feel far too smart to be just your own thinking, and visions that seem to pop into your mind without warning, like little flashes of your future self whispering to you, "This is who you are becoming." These ideas and visions are gifts from heaven. They are sacred moments where heaven shows you a small part of the plan written just for you. Many of the biggest breakthroughs I have ever had began with quiet whispers, moments when I wasn't even praying or asking for answers. I realized later that heaven often speaks the loudest when we are the most still and quiet. So, listen carefully to these ideas and thoughts. They are not just random musings. They are seeds of prosperity and success being planted in your spirit. During this time, heaven will also begin to change the people around you. Some friends or family may suddenly disappear without explanation. Others might start to distance themselves or no longer understand the path you're on. This can feel painful at first, but it is necessary for your growth. Heaven will never allow you to enter a new season of your life surrounded by people who are not ready or able to walk with you on that journey. You are being separated not to leave you lonely, but to give you clarity. Every time someone is taken away, it's making space for the right people to come in. Every time a door closes, it is clearing the way for the right doors to open. I went through this separation too. I lost voices I thought would always be there, but later I understood that if those voices had stayed, they would have held me back or corrupted my growth. Heaven is protecting you by removing what does not belong in your future. At this same time, you might feel the presence of spiritual battles more strongly than before. This is not because you are weak or failing, but because you are very close to a major breakthrough. The enemy always attacks hard just before you step into your next level. Confusion might try to cloud your mind, making it hard to focus. Tiredness might try to slow you down. Old fears that you thought were gone might try to sneak back in. But understand this clearly. These pressures are not signs that you are losing. They are signs that you are being promoted. The enemy attacks only what heaven is about to lift up. I remember times when everything seemed to go wrong just before everything started going right. Now I know those were not bad times. They were confirmation that I was on the right path. At this point in your journey, it's very important to be careful about the environment you create around yourself. Pay attention to the conversations you listen to, the kind of media you consume, and the thoughts you let stay in your mind. Everything in this season must line up with your divine destiny. The flow of divine wealth comes when your focus is pure. Distractions are one of the enemy's sneakiest weapons because they don't destroy you all at once. Instead, they slowly drain your energy, your passion, and your progress. But heaven is calling you to sharpen your focus now. Guard your spirit carefully. Nourish your faith and keep a heart full of gratitude, even when you can't see the results yet. Gratitude in this season is not just a feeling. It is the fuel that helps you rise higher and move faster toward your breakthrough. As you keep moving forward, you'll start to notice a new boldness growing inside you. Your prayers will feel stronger and more powerful. Your hope will grow deeper, and your faith will come alive in new ways. This is the Holy Spirit preparing your inner world to match what will soon happen on the outside. You are being taught to think like someone who manages wealth, not someone who just chases it. Your inner identity is changing to match the level of abundance that heaven is about to bring. This change might feel strange or surreal, but it is proof that the supernatural work is already happening inside you. Let me share something personal with you. There were times in my journey when I felt completely unqualified for the blessings I knew were coming. I doubted myself, questioned my abilities, and wondered if I really heard God correctly. But here's what I learned. Heaven never calls the perfect or fully qualified. Heaven calls the chosen, and then it prepares and qualifies them. You are not stepping into this new season because you are perfect. You are stepping into it because you have been chosen, tested, refined, and prepared for this very moment. Heaven sees what you can't see yet about yourself. Your identity is being rewritten from the inside out. You are no longer someone who hopes life will change. You are becoming someone who knows it will change. That confidence inside you is divine. It is real evidence. It is an inheritance passed down to you from heaven. Chosen one, I want you to hold onto this truth as you move forward. You are closer to your breakthrough than you realize. The changes happening inside you, your restlessness, the visions, the separation from old things, the new clarity, and the divine nudges. These are the early pains and signs that come just before a breakthrough is born. The next chapters of your life are already written in heaven. They are full of abundance, influence, purpose, and unstoppable favor. As we continue on this prophetic journey, understand that heaven is not only preparing you for wealth, but it is also preparing you for a new identity. Before divine wealth is placed in your hands, heaven always changes the heart first. In this season, that inner change is happening quickly and clearly. You are becoming the person your future needs. You are shedding old layers of who you were taught to be and stepping fully into who you were created to be. This inner change may feel intense. You might experience moments where old insecurities rise up again, not to weaken you, but so they can be released forever. Old wounds might surface, not to hurt you, but so they can finally heal. You may notice limiting beliefs breaking down inside your mind, not because everything is suddenly easy, but because heaven is showing you how powerful you really are. These inner transformations are not accidents, they are sacred signs of your destiny. When heaven is getting ready to trust you with great abundance, it first teaches you how to rise above everything that used to hold you back. Chosen one, in this chapter of your life, you may feel like your vision is growing faster than the resources you have. This is part of divine design. Heaven always shows the picture to the chosen one before providing the resources. The vision comes first, and the resources arrive later. I have lived through seasons where the dreams God placed in my heart were far bigger than anything I had in my hands. But that space, the gap between vision and provision, is where faith grows stronger. It's where obedience deepens. It's where spiritual authority is formed. Heaven shows you the destination early so you can start becoming the person who can walk in it. As you keep moving through this stage, heaven will also sharpen your intuition. You will begin to sense things before they happen. You will be able to understand people's true intentions even before they say a word. You will know which decisions are right before you fully understand why. This clear inner knowing is not random. It is spiritual intelligence. Your spirit is tuning itself to the frequency of divine guidance. I've had moments when I felt an inner warning to walk away from an opportunity that looked very promising at first. Later, I discovered that heaven was protecting me from traps I couldn't see at the time. Trust those inner feelings. They are not just emotions. They are divine warnings and directions. Chosen one, you will also start to notice acceleration happening in unexpected ways. Conversations that once felt heavy and difficult will suddenly become easy and light. Tasks that used to require a lot of effort will flow smoothly. Answers to long-standing problems will come without struggle. These moments of acceleration are signs that heaven has placed you on a divine timeline. When God decides it's your time, delays lose their power, obstacles lose their strength, and resistance loses its influence. In my life, I've experienced years when nothing moved forward, followed by seasons when everything happened all at once. That sudden flow is heaven's way of confirming that the waiting was not wasted. Also, you will start feeling a stronger call to integrity. Divine wealth is not built through tricks or shortcuts. It is built through purity, good character, and obedience to God. You might find that you no longer want to accept dishonesty, even in small things. You might feel convicted to give up certain habits or patterns. You may feel drawn to live more righteously than ever before. This is heaven working on your heart so that you can carry wealth without being controlled by it. God does not just bless your hands, He blesses your heart. Your heart is being prepared for an influence that will last long after you are gone. This season will also simplify your path. Distractions will fall away. Confusion will disappear. Things that used to pull you in many directions will now feel unimportant. This simplification is a gift from heaven. It means your focus is being narrowed toward your true purpose. I once had many goals scattered across my life, but during my season of change, heaven brought clarity and focus. It didn't take away my destiny, it refined it. The same refining is happening in your spirit right now. You might also begin to crave a deeper spiritual connection. Prayer will become more natural, worship will feel more meaningful, silence will feel peaceful instead of empty. This hunger for God is proof that heaven is drawing you closer. Before God places great abundance in your hands, He places deep intimacy in your heart. The closer you move toward Him, the clearer your purpose becomes. Divine wealth always begins in the presence of God, long before it shows up in your life. Let me speak clearly about this truth. Your billionaire season is not just about having more money. It is about having influence, responsibility, spiritual authority, and the power to change lives. Heaven is not making you wealthy just for the sake of wealth. Heaven is making you wealthy so you can carry a divine assignment. Wealth in the hands of a chosen one becomes a tool for impact, healing, and transformation. Your destiny is connected to people far beyond yourself. Your prosperity will affect people you haven't even met yet. In this important season, heaven is also building your strength to handle the overflow. You will notice that challenges that used to break you no longer scare you. Attacks that once shook your faith now make you stronger. This is not because life has become easier. It is because you have become stronger. Heaven has made your spirit strong enough to carry the weight of the blessing that is coming. Chosen one, as we finish this part, understand this deeply. You are in the middle of a divine process of being built up. Every emotion you feel, every change happening inside you, every new understanding you receive is part of heaven shaping you. Heaven is making you into a vessel that can carry supernatural wealth with wisdom, humility, and power. Your future is not random. Your breakthrough is not a coincidence. Heaven is preparing you carefully and intentionally. Chosen one, as you keep walking through this sacred time of transformation, heaven will begin to reveal parts of your identity that you may have forgotten or never truly understood before. This is the stage where the supernatural presence in your life becomes clear and undeniable. You might notice moments when your spirit feels unusually alert, as if something inside you has woken up from a long sleep. This awakening is not by chance. It is the result of divine preparation working quietly beneath the surface. Heaven is getting you ready for the weight of the wealth and responsibility that is coming your way. I have lived through seasons like this myself, when my spirit felt far ahead of what was happening in my life. Only later did I understand that heaven was speeding up my inner world so my outer world could catch up. During this stage, you may begin to want clarity, not just about your money or your relationships, but about who you really are deep down, beneath all the layers of fear, expectations, and survival habits. Heaven is peeling away the false versions of yourself that life taught you to become. This process is not painful tearing, but freeing release. It is a gentle peeling away of what no longer reflects who you are becoming. This process is slow and kind, not harsh or painful, but soft and necessary. It's like a tree shedding its old leaves in preparation for new growth, or a flower slowly opening its petals to show its true beauty. I remember clearly the moment I realized that the version of myself I had been holding on to, protecting, and defending was too small for the great future that God was calling me toward. It was like trying to fit into clothes that no longer matched my size or shape. I was still clinging to that old version, but my spirit was ready for so much more. The same awakening is happening in you right now, chosen one. Your true identity is slowly rising up from within you, revealing someone who thinks bigger, stands taller, dreams deeper, and walks forward with holy and steady confidence. You are stepping into a new way of being, one that carries strength and purpose beyond what you have known before. As your spirit continues to wake up and come alive, you will notice your thoughts beginning to shift to a higher level. You may start seeing things in a new light, especially opportunities that you once ignored or didn't believe were possible. Ideas that used to scare you now feel within reach and doable. Challenges that seemed too hard before will begin to feel like mountains you can climb and conquer. This change in your thinking is a divine reset. Heaven is expanding your mind, preparing you to receive, manage, and multiply all the good things coming your way. This kind of growth in your mind is spiritual work. It's not just about learning new information. It's heaven lifting you up from the inside out. I have been through seasons in my own life where my mind and thinking changed far before my life situation did. Looking back, I understood that God always upgrades the way we think before He changes our environment. The mental shift is the foundation for the outer transformation. Another powerful sign that heaven is guiding you is the increase in meaningful coincidences happening around you. You might find that the right person says exactly what you need to hear at the perfect moment. Encounters with people or events seem too perfect to be just luck. Conversations confirm what your heart and spirit have already sensed deep inside. These moments are not accidents or random events. They are the work of divine orchestration. Heaven is carefully arranging the people, places, and opportunities on your path to help you move forward. This level of perfect timing and alignment is supernatural. When I went through this season, I learned that these divine connections are heaven's way of speeding up your destiny. So pay close attention to the people entering your life now. Some of them will be angels in human form, sent to guide or protect you. Others will be helpers sent at just the right time, and some may be answers to prayers you made years ago, now coming to life. You may also begin to feel a strong pull toward your purpose. It might still feel unclear or blurry, but there is an undeniable draw towards something bigger than yourself. This pull is heaven's way of showing you that your life is part of a grander plan, a larger story that is unfolding even now. This is where spiritual ambition begins to grow inside you, not ambition rooted in pride or selfishness, but ambition rooted in calling and destiny. You want to build, create, make an impact, and transform the lives around you. These desires are not selfish or wrong. They are signs that heaven is preparing you to carry influence with wisdom and grace. The desire to rise higher is not about pride. It is about fulfilling your purpose. When I first felt this pull inside me, I thought it was just restlessness or impatience. It took time, but I finally understood that it was God waking me up to the assignment He had for me. You are experiencing the same awakening now. At the same time, you might face unexpected resistance. When a chosen one is moving closer to their breakthrough and elevation, opposition usually grows stronger. This is not because you are failing or doing something wrong. It is because you are close to a major breakthrough. This resistance might come as doubt creeping into your mind, discouragement weighing on your heart, sudden problems popping up, or a heaviness in your spirit that feels hard to shake. But listen carefully. Resistance is just the shadow of your breakthrough. Every time I encountered supernatural resistance, it meant something powerful was waiting on the other side. Don't misunderstand your battles as failure or punishment. They are signs that spiritual momentum is building. Heaven allows these challenges only because they are part of your preparation. They are sharpening you for the next level. Your relationship with time might also change during this season. You may start feeling a sense of urgency, not rushed or panicked urgency, but a calm, divine urgency. You will feel a strong inner push to prepare yourself, to get ready to move even if you don't yet have all the answers or the full picture. This is heaven whispering to you that your season is near. When heaven speeds up time, your spirit senses it first, before your outer reality catches up. I remember seasons where I felt deep inside that something was coming, even though it had not arrived yet. That feeling was not anxiety. It was prophetic intuition, a spiritual knowing that kept me ready and hopeful. You are feeling that same pull now because heaven is preparing to open doors for you that you didn't even know existed. Another sign of your elevation is the increase in gratitude even before your blessings fully show up. This gratitude is natural and unforced. It comes from a deep knowing in your heart that you are thankful for things that have not arrived yet because your spirit already trusts they are part of your destiny. This kind of gratitude is faith in action. It is your soul's way of saying, I trust what heaven is doing. When I experienced this shift, gratitude became my anchor. It kept me steady and hopeful when my life circumstances were still catching up to what my spirit knew. This kind of faith-filled gratitude will carry you through the waiting times. Finally, during this stage, heaven will begin to reveal your authority. You will notice moments when you speak with a new confidence that surprises even you. Your presence will bring peace to others around you, and you will realize your words carry more weight and meaning than before. Your intuition will sharpen, and your decisions will be guided by wisdom beyond your years. This growing authority is not arrogance or pride. It is divine alignment. Heaven is preparing to give you influence, and influence always comes with the need for inner authority and strength. You are being shaped to carry this responsibility with humility and power. Chosen one, as you enter this next stage of your transformation, heaven is beginning to reveal the deeper structure of your destiny. This is when the supernatural stops being just a feeling and becomes a consistent part of your life. You will start noticing that your life is no longer random or chaotic. Instead, everything will feel like part of a beautiful, bigger picture woven by unseen hands. You will sense that every step you take is guided, every choice you make is influenced by something greater, and every moment you live is filled with divine purpose. This awareness is the sign of spiritual maturity. I remember when I first felt this change, when life stopped feeling like a random mess and began feeling intentional and ordered. It was as if heaven had been quietly preparing every detail long before I arrived at that point. In this phase, your spirit will begin demanding alignment in ways you can no longer ignore. Habits that once felt harmless may now feel heavy and draining. People who used to feel comforting might suddenly feel out of sync with who you are becoming. Places and environments that once felt safe might start to feel suffocating or limiting. This is not frustration or disappointment. It is spiritual refinement. Heaven is carefully shaping your atmosphere to fit the person you are becoming and the future you are stepping into. Every time I outgrew an environment, I used to think something was wrong with me. Later, I realized it was a sign that something was right. Growth rarely feels comfortable, but it is always necessary. You are outgrowing who you used to be because the person you are becoming needs more space, more clarity, and more spiritual discipline. During this time, you may also begin to notice the quiet whispers of divine strategy. Your ideas become clearer and more organized. Your vision becomes sharper and more focused. The decisions you make begin to line up with a future you have never seen before but somehow deeply understand. Heaven is planting seeds of strategy inside your mind. These strategies may come to you in dreams, in quiet moments, or through sudden insights when you least expect it. I remember that some of the greatest strategies I ever received came at the most inconvenient times, often when I wasn't ready to write anything down. Still, I knew those ideas didn't come from me, but through me. You will start receiving these kinds of precise strategies too, chosen one. Another sign that heaven is lifting you higher is that your emotional awareness will deepen. You will start to feel things more deeply, not in a weak or fragile way, but with a sensitive spirit tuned to the spiritual atmosphere around you. You will be able to sense when someone's intentions are genuine or deceitful. You will feel the difference between peace and pressure. Within moments of entering a room, you'll pick up on the emotional energy of everyone there. This heightened emotional sensitivity is not a burden, but a gift. Heaven sharpens your emotional radar so you can better handle relationships, recognize opportunities, and make wise decisions. The more responsibility heaven plans to give you, the more discernment it requires you to carry. As you continue to rise, you will also develop a new hunger for wisdom. You may find yourself drawn to learn more, not just about how to succeed in the world, but about spiritual laws, human nature, discipline, purpose, and calling. This hunger is a clear sign that heaven is growing both your mind and spirit together. I remember when this hunger first awoke inside me. It felt like a thirst I never knew I had, a deep craving for knowledge and understanding. The more I learned, the more I realized how much I still didn't know. This humility opened me up for greater revelations and blessings. The same humble hunger is opening doors for you right now, chosen one. Know this: divine elevation always comes with a season of shedding. You will be asked to let go of things you once clung to tightly, old mindsets that kept you small, relationships that kept you stuck, habits and patterns that kept you predictable and limited. This shedding is not loss, it is freedom. I learned that whenever I let go of something out of obedience, heaven replaced it with something far better. But when I held on out of fear, it only led to regret. What you release out of obedience will always become a reward. Heaven will never take something away from you without giving you something greater in return. This season will also show you how strong you have become. You will be surprised by your own resilience. Challenges that once felt like they would break you will now reveal your strength. You will bounce back faster, think more clearly, and move with greater wisdom. This resilience is not a coincidence. It is heaven training you to handle abundance without being overwhelmed or controlled by it. I have seen people receive great blessings, but lose them because their character was not strong enough to hold the weight. Heaven is making sure that will never be your story. You are being built to last. During this deep transformation, you might also experience moments of deep solitude. These times of being alone are not punishment or loneliness. They are seasons of incubation and preparation. Heaven often hides chosen ones during this time, protecting them while preparing them for public elevation. The silence and quiet are not empty or sad. They are filled with protection and preparation. In these quiet spaces, heaven gives the clearest instructions, the deepest healing, and the strongest sense of identity. Some of the most powerful insights I have ever received came during seasons when I felt the most alone. But during those times, heaven was closer than ever. The same is true for you, chosen one. The supernatural will continue to show itself through signs, subtle but undeniable confirmations that you are on the right path and aligned with your destiny. You will see repeating numbers, have recurring dreams, experience moments of perfect timing, and meet people who seem placed in your life by divine design. These signs are heaven's way of encouraging you to keep going. They say you are on the right path. Pay attention. Your life is speaking to you. Your spirit is guiding you. heaven is instructing you. Finally, as this part of your journey comes to a close, understand this fully. You are not just preparing for wealth. You are being prepared to become a vessel of divine transformation. The abundance coming your way is not ordinary or temporary. It is generational, meaning it will impact not just your life, but the lives of your family, your community, and many others. Heaven is not just giving you resources, it is giving you sacred responsibility. The wealth you receive will carry the power to change lives, to bring healing, and to create lasting impact. Chosen one, when heaven brings you into these deeper stages of change, something shifts inside the way you see yourself and the world around you. What used to feel normal begins to feel too small. What once made you happy no longer reaches the parts inside you that are hungry for growth and expansion. This is not a sign that you are unhappy or ungrateful. It is a sign that heaven is stretching you beyond what is familiar, preparing your spirit for the great abundance your future requires. I remember walking through a season like this, feeling quietly distant from the things that used to comfort me. I felt gently pulled away from certain conversations, places, and even mindsets that once felt safe. At first, I did not understand what was happening, but now I see clearly that heaven was breaking me free from a mold I had outgrown. The same is happening for you. You are not losing who you once were. You are uncovering your true self. As this inner change unfolds, you will start noticing that your sensitivity to divine guidance grows stronger. You will be able to sense energy more quickly. You will spot things that don't align with your path more easily. And you will begin to feel an inner knowing about people, opportunities, and decisions long before any physical proof appears. This is heaven sharpening your discernment, because the path you are stepping into needs a clearer spiritual radar. When greater responsibility is coming your way, greater clarity must come first. Every chosen one goes through this sharpening process before they rise. Your heart is now being tuned to heaven's frequency, so you can move through this new season with grace and precision. Don't worry if you feel more emotional or more observant than usual. You are not overwhelmed. You are becoming aware. As your awareness grows, you might also feel a stronger spiritual hunger, a deep desire to draw closer to God, to pray more, to reflect more, or simply to sit in silence and let your spirit breathe. This is no accident. It is the Holy Spirit preparing your inner world for the wealthy influence and authority that are coming. When God plans to expand someone's territory, He first expands their spirit. You may find yourself letting go of old habits without effort, releasing patterns naturally, or losing interest in things that once distracted you. This is divine cleansing. Heaven is clearing your atmosphere so your blessings have a pure and clean place to land. Chosen one, another sign of this transformation is that your vision becomes clearer. Ideas come more quickly, and solutions appear even before problems fully form. You will begin to see life not as a series of obstacles, but as a field full of divine strategies waiting to be discovered. This clarity is not just from your natural intelligence. It comes from alignment with heaven. When your heart lines up with God's plan, creativity flows easily, and inspiration comes naturally. I have experienced times when I felt stuck for months, and then suddenly one moment of alignment unlocked answers I had been searching for in vain. That is what heaven is doing for you right now. One moment of clear revelation can unlock what years of effort could not achieve. As you continue to be transformed inside, the world around you will begin to respond. Doors that were once shut will open easily. Opportunities that once seemed far away will come to you without you having to chase them. People who used to overlook you will start to recognize your value. This is not because you are changing on the outside, but because your spiritual frequency is rising. When your spirit rises, your circumstances follow. This is why chosen ones do not chase blessings. They attract them by becoming the highest version of who they were created to be. Your transformation also requires courage, because stepping into a new calling often means stepping away from old comfort zones. In my journey, there were times when I had to leave behind the familiar without knowing what was ahead. I had to trust only the quiet whisper inside me. Though the path was uncertain, God provided for me every step of the way. You are being invited to that same level of trust. When heaven lifts you up, clarity will come little by little, not all at once, but each step will come with provision, protection, and divine alignment. You will also notice that people begin to respond to you differently. Some will be drawn to your light and energy. Others might feel threatened or intimidated by it. Do not shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Elevation always reveals the true intentions of those around you. When God raises you up, He also reveals who can rise with you and who cannot. This is why some relationships naturally fade during times of transformation. You are not losing people, you are being prepared for the people who belong in your next chapter. Chosen one, the most important part of this transformation is the strengthening of your identity. You will start to realize that you were never ordinary. You will see that everything you went through, the rejection, loneliness, setbacks, and failures, was shaping qualities in you that money cannot buy. Compassion, discipline, wisdom, and discernment are being formed in you. These are the marks of a divine billionaire, and heaven has been building them in you long before your elevation becomes visible. You are becoming someone who can carry great influence without corruption, wealth without pride, and success without losing your soul. Because heaven has seen how consistent you are in private, you will soon be rewarded publicly. What is being formed in you is not just temporary success or prosperity. It is lifelong purpose. Every shift happening inside you is preparing you to become a vessel that can transform not only your own life, but the lives of many others. You are being positioned, refined, strengthened, and expanded because you are stepping into a destiny that needs the highest version of who you are. Let yourself continue this transformation. Let heaven finish its work inside you. Your elevation is not just coming, it is already happening deep within you. Chosen one, as your inner change goes on, heaven will begin to align the outside world to match your inner growth. This is when the supernatural becomes visible and real. This is when things you prayed for years ago suddenly begin to show up quickly. This is the stage where your life starts to show the faith, obedience, and maturity you have been quietly building. And even though this process may feel overwhelming at times, know that you are stepping into the fulfillment of promises spoken over your life long before you even knew they existed. One of the first signs that this alignment is happening is acceleration. Things will start to move faster than you expected. Conversations will turn into opportunities. Ideas will turn into income. Small efforts will produce big results. This is not because you are working harder, but because heaven is multiplying your efforts. I went through a season where years of slow progress suddenly changed into months of breakthrough. You are entering that same season now. It felt like a special, divine wind started pushing everything forward in my life, even though I didn't understand what was happening at first. Now I realize that when heaven supports your movement, any delays or holds in your progress break, and you start gaining unstoppable momentum. You are entering that same kind of supernatural acceleration in your life right now. Another clear sign of this is the appearance of divine connections. People who you never expected to meet will start coming into your life. These individuals will have influence, wisdom, resources, or doors of opportunity that will open exactly when you need them. These meetings are not just chance or luck. They are destiny appointments arranged by heaven to help you move forward in your journey. When you are chosen for a higher purpose and elevation, heaven carefully lines up relationships that match your future. At the same time, heaven also removes people from your life who cannot continue with you into your next level. At first, this might feel like loss or loneliness, but in truth, it is protection in disguise. Every person who leaves is making space for someone new, someone important to your calling and the path ahead. You might feel the absence deeply, but trust that heaven is making room for what you truly need. Chosen one, you will also notice that obstacles which used to scare you now seem easier to handle. Problems that once overwhelmed your mind no longer bring the fear they used to. This change happens because your spirit has grown stronger than the challenges around you. You are no longer just trying to survive or get through life. You are moving with clear purpose, and when purpose takes control, fear loses its power over you. You will start acting with clarity instead of confusion, with confidence instead of doubt, and with peace instead of panic. This important shift inside of you shows that you are ready to carry the weight of abundance that is coming your way. This is also the time when unexpected blessings and provision will begin to appear in your life. Your needs will be met before you even speak them aloud. Resources and help will show up without you asking. Opportunities will come to you without the need to chase after them. This is the supernatural flow that always comes with a divine assignment. I have been through seasons where I did not understand how things would work out, but somehow everything came together in ways that I couldn't explain. This is what it means to walk under heaven's supply and protection. That same favor is now resting on your life. You will not have to beg or work desperately for what God has already promised you. It is already yours. As you continue moving deeper into this alignment with heaven, you will find that your ability to sense and understand situations becomes sharper. You will feel danger before it arrives and sense opportunity before it becomes clear to others. You will know when to act and when to wait. You will understand when to speak and when to stay quiet. This is heaven training you to manage your next season with wisdom. Moving up to a higher level requires awareness. Receiving abundance requires clear thinking. Carrying influence requires responsibility. And heaven is preparing you for all these things, chosen one. Your mindset will also change in this process. You will start thinking about growth and expansion instead of limits and fears. Your dreams will become rooted in purpose instead of simply trying to survive. You will begin planning like someone who is sure of victory instead of someone scared of failure. I remember when this shift happened in my own life. I stopped asking myself, can I really do this? And started declaring, I was made for this. This change unlocked doors that I didn't even know existed. The same kind of shift is happening inside of you. You are beginning to realize your authority. You are starting to understand your true identity. When a chosen one fully understands who they are, they become unstoppable. As your mindset changes, your surroundings will begin to change too. The kind of conversations you have will improve. The places you want to be will shift. The way you carry yourself will naturally rise. You won't have to try to be different. You will simply become different. Your energy will lift to match the calling on your life. And because you have been faithful through every trial and test, heaven is now trusting you with new opportunities that require the strength you've built. Every struggle you have overcome has prepared you for what is ahead. But perhaps the most beautiful sign of this divine alignment is that you will begin to feel God's presence closer than ever before. You will feel guided and supported in ways that are hard to explain. Where there was once confusion, now you will find clarity. Where anxiety once overwhelmed you, peace will take its place. Where you once felt weak, you will now sense strength. This is heaven leading you step by step into the land of your promise. Chosen one, you are not just stepping into a new season of your life. You are stepping into a new identity, a new spiritual frequency, and a new destiny. Everything inside you and everything around you is changing because heaven is positioning you for greatness. You have walked through fire. You have survived seasons of pruning and cutting back. You have passed every test set before you. Now the divine alignment has begun. Nothing can stop what is unfolding in your life. Your name is written on this elevation, and your future is opening up before you. By the time you reach this stage in your journey, heaven will have already revealed the deeper meaning behind all you have endured. You will begin to understand that nothing in your life was wasted or random, nothing was an accident. Every delay, every closed door, every painful moment, and every unexpected change was shaping a version of you who could carry the great calling you were born for. This is the stage where divine clarity settles quietly into your spirit like the calm light of sunrise. You won't have all the answers yet, but a strong knowing will rise inside you, a confidence that doesn't come from your current circumstances, but from your spirit. It is heaven quietly telling you, you are ready. As this clarity grows deeper, you will begin to see that your journey has been less about reaching a destination and more about becoming the kind of person who can handle that destination without losing yourself. You will start to see how your challenges built endurance in you, how your heartbreak opened your heart to compassion, how your disappointments sharpened your ability to make wise choices, and how your lonely seasons strengthened your relationship with God. When you look back, you will realize that the battles you survived were never punishments, but preparation. They were a divine training program for the influence, prosperity, and authority you are now stepping into. And chosen one, this is when your spirit begins to feel something powerful, a deep sense that you are no longer the person you once were. You now carry a presence, a wisdom that wasn't learned from books or lessons, but through life's pain and your closeness with God. People may see the same person on the outside, but inside, spiritually, you are completely different. Heaven has refined you. You respond in new ways. You make choices differently. You think with a new kind of clarity. Because of this change, heaven can now give you strategies and instructions that only those who have walked through fire and stayed faithful are allowed to receive. In this stage, you will notice that visions and ideas come to you with clear focus. You see not just what you want, but what you are meant to build. You sense the plan of your future unfolding piece by piece. You will feel drawn to projects, purposes, and tasks that fit your spirit like nothing else ever has. This is not just ambition, this is calling, and heaven always confirms calling with clear direction. If you have been feeling little nudges, quiet whispers, or a strong idea that won't leave your mind or heart, understand that heaven is guiding you toward the next chapter of your life's purpose. At the same time, this stage will bring more responsibility. Heaven will start testing your leadership in small, quiet ways. Small choices will matter more. Your words will carry weight. Your presence will affect others even without you trying. People will seek your advice or guidance without fully understanding why. They won't be responding to your personality, they will be responding to your spirit. This happens when divine authority starts resting on a chosen one. You are moving into a season where you don't just live life, you influence the atmosphere around you. Along with this new authority comes a sharper sense of discernment. You will begin to see through things that you once ignored or tolerated. You will feel uncomfortable in places that no longer match your spirit. You will notice when people's intentions do not line up with your calling. This is not about judging others, but about protecting yourself. Heaven is keeping you safe from connections that could harm your growth and stop your elevation. Do not be surprised if some relationships start to fade or feel distant. This is heaven clearing space for the people who belong in your next chapter and higher levels. Chosen one, this part of your journey also awakens a strong sense of self-respect. You begin to set boundaries without feeling guilty. You start protecting your time, your energy, your peace, and your purpose. You will learn to say no to things that drain you and yes to things that help you grow. You no longer let fear control your choices. You don't allow doubt to silence your voice. This is what spiritual maturity looks like. You are becoming steady, balanced, and confident in the identity that heaven has shaped inside you. As this identity grows stronger, heaven starts placing you in new positions you once thought were beyond your reach. The opportunities you once prayed for will come to you naturally. The people you once admired will now want to be near you. Resources that seemed impossible to get will now flow easily into your life. This is the stage where supernatural alignment becomes clear and visible. What used to take a lot of effort will now come through simple obedience. What once seemed delayed will now feel like it is moving very fast. You are entering a flow of grace where everything happens in the right time. Along with this alignment, you may notice that your inner voice changes. You begin speaking to yourself with kindness, confidence, and encouragement. You stop criticizing yourself and start guiding yourself with love. This happens because your spirit realizes that you are no longer living in fear or trauma. You are living from your purpose and true identity. You are finally thinking and acting like someone who carries a destiny, not just someone trying to survive day by day. And chosen one, perhaps the most wonderful thing about this stage is the peace that fills your soul. It is a peace that no circumstance can shake. It is not peace because you understand everything, but peace because you trust the one who understands it all. You start walking with quiet confidence, knowing that every step you take is guided by heaven. Every move is spiritually aligned. Every moment in your life is carefully designed for your good. This peace becomes your anchor, your guide, and your strength. As you go deeper into this season, heaven will ask you to step courageously into opportunities that may feel bigger than what you think you can handle. Not because you are unprepared, but because heaven is expanding your capacity. You will feel the Holy Spirit encouraging you to take risks you used to avoid, to face challenges you once feared, and to enter places where you once felt unworthy. But hear this clearly: you are ready. You are prepared, you are equipped, and every resource you need will be provided the moment you take the first step. Chosen one, this stage marks the beginning of your emergence into the world. You are coming out of hiding. You are moving out of preparation and into visibility. The world is about to see what heaven has been shaping quietly in your life. Everything about you is aligning with the purpose you were born to fulfill. Your transformation is not coming to an end, it is speeding up. And what is coming next will not just lift you up, it will change who you are. Chosen one, as you step into this final part of your transformation, something deep and powerful will begin happening inside you. It's something that words cannot fully explain because it is a spiritual awakening that only those who are chosen and called can truly understand. This is the moment when destiny starts to reveal itself. What once felt far away now feels close enough to touch. Your spirit begins to rise with a special authority that comes only from being divinely chosen. You are no longer preparing for your future, you are walking right into it. In this season, you will feel a boldness waking up inside you that is unlike anything before. This courage doesn't come from being confident in yourself, but from being sure in your spirit. It is the knowing that you were chosen and equipped long ago. You will stop doubting whether you belong in the important places where you once felt out of place. You will stop wondering if you are capable of carrying the calling placed on your life. Instead, you will begin to speak, think, and act like someone who knows that heaven never makes mistakes. You were picked for this exact moment long before you had the strength to handle it. As this boldness grows, you will also notice that silence becomes more meaningful. You won't feel the need to explain yourself to people who don't understand your journey. Your calling will no longer need approval from others. Your growth will no longer require applause or recognition. There will be a deep maturity resting in your soul, a calmness that comes from the storms you have survived. You will learn to move with quiet confidence, to act without needing to announce your actions, and to build your life without boasting. This humility is what makes your rise unstoppable. Heaven lifts those who know how to kneel in faith. Chosen one, this is also the season when divine timing becomes obvious in your everyday life. Things start to fit together perfectly. Meetings happen just when they should. Ideas come at the perfect moment. Opportunities line up with perfect timing. You will notice that nothing feels forced anymore. Everything flows smoothly. Everything moves with a rhythm that feels like it is arranged from above. This is what it feels like when your life is perfectly in sync with heaven's plan. Delays disappear, resistance breaks, acceleration begins. In this fast, moving season, your gifts will sharpen quickly. Skills that used to take effort will come naturally. Creativity will flow out of you easily. Answers and solutions will appear almost instantly. You will start seeing opportunities where others only see limits, and open doors where others see walls. This isn't just you getting smarter. This is the Holy Spirit awakening abilities in you that were always there but hidden until now, the right time. When a chosen one reaches this kind of spiritual maturity, heaven unlocks gifts and powers that were saved just for their moment of influence. You will also notice that your spirit feels heavier in a special way.